What's up, guys? Ryan with Jet Patrol back. Another video. Today, we're going to talk about the InArt Arthur Fleck Joker. I've got dimensions, I've got accessories, I've got detailed photos, I have pricing. Let's get into it. Special thanks to InArt for sending me a bunch of requested photos so we can talk about this in today's video. If you want to pre-order this, it is going up for pre-order on January 30th. There's a link in the description below, as well as a whole bunch of dimensions and everything that I'm going to share with you today. So if you forget or you just don't pay attention, you want to go back and find it, description below, I'll have dimensions and weights and all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a big box. Shipping's going to be a thing. We'll talk about that. But we're going to have two different options for this. We're going to have a 2-pack, we're going to have a 4-pack. And I've got photos, and we're going to break this down, and I'll put chapters down in the, the YouTube thing for you guys. We'll talk about the head sculpt. We're going to talk about the poses for sure. That's going to be a thing. Paintwork, detailing, kind of high, intensity stuff there. And also we're going to talk about the accessories. And then clearly we're going to talk about dimensions and pricing and all that kind of stuff. So chapters down below if you want to jump to a specific section of the video. Let's kick this thing off talking about the head sculpts, and we're going to have a few to choose from that are, I gotta say, they're good. They're just good. Let's get into this. And we have some super high res photos. I will talk more about the photos in a little bit, but let's just get into this. Let's look at these head sculpts. So we're going to take a look at all of them in detail, and you can decide if you want a 2-pack, you want a 4-pack. You can figure that out for yourself. But let's take a look at the head sculpt. So first off, rooted hair. You notice that right off the bat, rooted hair. This obviously is going to be his a TV show appearance face, clown face. It looks fantastic. And I think this is more or less going to be the particular set that most people are going to want. But let's zoom in. Can we do that? Now, we know from the previous release of the Heath Ledger Joker, they know how to do this. And the Gandalf, oh my goodness, that Gandalf is next level crazy. This is even more fantastic in my opinion. I mean, you can see the number one, the hairline, the rooted hair, and I've got lots of photos, so just bear with me on this. The paint application looks on point. The head sculpt looks on point to me. The wrinkles in the hair and the texture on the face. I mean, it's what you would want, I think. I mean, the expression, I think, is on point. I have literally zero complaints about this head sculpt. I mean, literally zero. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit for you guys to get a little better look here. Literally, I have zero complaints about this thing. It looks, it looks as it should. Like the saturation of the blues and the reds look great. The saturation of the green in the hair. I mean, it looks great. And man, and I will be sharing a good number of these photos on my Instagram. So if you want to go look at that there, you can. That's up to you guys. But there's that particular head sculpt. Here's another one, a little angle of it with the movable eyes. That's definitely going to be a thing. We'll kind of zoom in for you guys. And like I said, we're going to break this video down into sections, and we're going to talk about just pay attention to the chapters. That's all I want to say. But down here, I mean, look at it with the movable eyes. You can get different looks and expressions and just the different angles. And by the way, the photography on this is on point. Good job to whoever did the photos. I mean, bravo, looks great. I'm just a fan. Now I have not been unclear. Like, this is not my favorite movie. It's not my favorite Joker. I'm here to appreciate the artwork and the skill and talent of those who've created this. Not my favorite. Is he even the Joker? I don't know. One of those things. I don't know. That one we got focused on the hand. We'll skip past that one because we'll look at accessories here in a little bit. So here's the casual, if you will, Arthur Fleck. The head sculpt, again, rooted hair, stylized great. You know they're going to package them in those Futurama style head containers. And it's going to show up looking as it should because we've seen that multiple times. So we know how that's going to be delivered. This is great. It's great. I mean, you can see everything you want to see. You've got dimples. You've got weathering. You got 5 o'clock shadow going on here. We've got the paint. I mean, it just, I don't know. I think they absolutely nailed this one. But that's just me. What do you guys think? I'm pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed for this. It's quite fantastic. Now we'll move on to the next one here. And another angle from this head sculpt. Again, it looks great. I don't know what else you'd want from this. I think it looks fantastic. Again, the textures there, the hair colors there, the variations in the brown is there. The way it looks, as far as getting like that half matted look, wet look going on, it looks. I don't know. I think they absolutely nailed it. I love the little bit of darkness on the cheeks. I dig that. I think I think they nailed the expression. I think it's great. I think it looks like Joaquin Phoenix. It looks like Arthur Fleck. 100%. I think they absolutely nailed this. On to head sculpt number 3, we've got the clown, the Doctor of Laughter. Look at that expression. Now, we haven't seen many 6-scale figures with a happy expression, I guess, if you will. I mean, I've used happy, the word loosely here. We haven't seen many of those that turned out very well. This one they nailed. Look at the teeth. They look kind of janky. I mean, the bald cap with the hair and I think they nailed this expression very much. And again, this is 3 out of 4. This is good. This is good. I'm a fan of this. The bald cap was a little loose. I think that's accurate. I don't think it was super tight and fitted and all that. So I think that's fine. The weird material for the hair, I'm not sure what that is, but it looks great. The coloring looks great. And again, the saturation of the blues and red on the paint, the white on the, it's just, I don't know. What do you got? Am I wrong here? I don't think I am. I think they absolutely nailed it. Same head sculpt, same expression, different outfit, different body, and it's got a hat. They nailed it. I don't want to tell you guys, they absolutely nailed this. There's not much more to say than that, other than it looks fantastic. I'm gonna be honest with you, this next one is a flipping masterpiece. This is the one, other than the other, the whole suited up thing. This one is 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. We got a closed eye, Arthur Fleck, roughed up hair, roughed up paint job. It's I don't know. It's great. Look at the wrinkles on the neck. Look at the paint application. It's way less saturated. It's like almost rubbed off a little bit. It's gotten wet. It's got a little bloody nose action going on. It's good. It's really, really, really good. Here it is from another angle. Again, the gradation from the white paint going on down to the neck, and he's got the bloody nose and the blood on the chin, and just the way the hair's going on. Yeah. Guys, this is like the higher level of detail, and InArt is absolutely delivering. There was questions, when their first announcement came out way back when with the Joker, and then they had Pennywise, and we got Gandalf and Aragorn, all these different things, and whether or not they were going to be able to sustain this level of high, I say high end. I want to say this level of detail and accuracy, and the level of finish that we were expecting. Whether they would be able to continue that, it clearly does appear that's going to be the case. This is, you got to appreciate it for what it is, whether you like the film or not. This is art. This is good stuff. Another view of it from the front. Again, the eyes closed. I'm just giving you guys, just some different takes on this thing. I asked for photos of different angles of different head sculpts and look at this. But here, let's do this. Let's zoom in. Let's go any further and look at the detail here. Look at the eyes. Look at the paint application. Look at the texture on the face. Look at the blood on the nose and come on. That's crazy. And another head sculpt here, in with saturation of it. We got the swept back hair. We've got the green rooted hair on this one. We got the ears unfinished, unpainted, right? And we've got all the face paint going on here, the saturation of blues and reds and everything, and the texture and the expression. Guys, we're getting a lot of options here for display. Now, the question you got to ask yourself is, how many of these figures do you need on display, and how much of real estate do you want to dedicate to this particular film? That's an actual question, because we haven't even got into the giant diorama bases yet. I'll give you the dimensions of those and the weights and all that kind of. This is going to take up some room, guys, if you decide to use those. And do you want? I don't know. Now we got another head sculpt here, and another one. It looks fantastic, guys. We got the saturation of whites and the blues and reds. We talked about it. The expression looks great. The red, or the rooted green hair looks fantastic. The way the paint fades along the face and on the top of the skull, I think that looks fantastic. And the question you got to ask yourself is, how much room are you willing to dedicate to this particular character from this film? That's an actual question, right? How much room are you? Because we haven't got into the diorama bases yet. We haven't got into I got dimensions for you on those. They're ginormous and spectacular, but ginormous. And the question is, how much room do you actually want to dedicate to this film? That's something you actually have to ask yourself, because this stuff's going to take up some real estate in your display. And you got to, decide for yourself. But this head sculpt, honestly, it looks really, really good. Here's another angle for you guys. You can check out this head sculpt. Again, saturation of greens, just a different lighting, different angle for you, give you an idea what it might look like in your own display. Of course, that depends on your lighting and how you can have this set up. Here, he's sitting down reading a book on the set. We'll get to that in just a second. But next up, I think we'll talk about the accessories, and then we'll get into the diorama bases, because honestly, there's a lot to be talked about with that. Now, we got a lot of accessories to go through. We've got a lot of hands, 9 pair of hands, 9 sets of hands, I guess, if you will. Depending on which set you get. And we got dioramas, and we got chairs, we got all kind of stuff. Let's get into that. Here's a whole bunch of hands, like a lot of hands. And if you've got any other InArt figures in the past, you've watched any videos about InArt figures, the hands are exactly the same. They're fantastic. There's a lot of just different things going on here, and they're obviously going to have their 6-scale figure system, I guess, it has like pegs and magnets, and it's going to be a thing. And unlike the Heath Ledger Joker, I don't think we got to worry about heavy die-cast weapons that hold the hands and they fall off. I don't think that's going to be a thing here. At least I'm not expecting this to be. But typical, we saw with Gandalf, we saw it with Heath Ledger Joker, and we've got texture, we got age spots, we've got fingernail. I mean, look, we got it's all the stuff. It's got all the stuff. I mean, a lot of hands, a lot of red. A lot of blues and veins, and we got a lot of stuff going on here. I mean, there's a lot of hands, a lot of gesturing hands. Pretty much any gesture you'd want to do for this particular character, I think they have. I think that works out pretty well. We've got gloved hands, right? So depending on what you want for that, we'll kind of zoom in on some of these. And you can see the texture of the gloves looks fantastic. I mean, let's zoom in even more and look at this. We're getting way in there. That's next level texture paint applications. I think they nailed that as well. Next up, we've got his little paper. I guess it's plastic. His little plastic clown face that goes on there. I mean, yeah, that looks great as well. Honestly, all these accessories look really good. We're going to kind of move into the next one. All right, so a lot of stuff going on here. We got pill bottles, we got badges, we've got his little rubber nose that he puts on, we've got Sharpies, we got a cigarette, we've got the cylinder from a revolver going on there. Let's go way into this. There's a cigarette. Look at the paint application on this cigarette. It's lit on the end. Now, I'm not a fan of smoking myself. I'll throw it out there. But the character, yeah, it is what it is. Here's his rubber nose. Or foam nose. Was it foam or rubber? I can't remember. I think it's rubber. Here's his ID badge for the Doctor of Laughter. And we've got other things. His little note that says he has a condition. We've got his little Sharpie going on here. A mirror. Pill bottles. Again, cylinder from revolver. Looks pretty stinking good in my opinion for that. His notebook, which we will see here in a little bit. We'll have notes from in there, and his photo. We remember that from the film. There it is. All right, so let's zoom in. Look at this. You can actually read the freaking notes. I guess if you want to screen grab this, you can. You can see what else is going on there. But the handwriting on it looks like not good, and it's not supposed to look good. You know what I mean? Bad handwriting. I don't have the best handwriting. Whatever. People expect you to behave as if you don't. The worst part about having a mental illness. All right, that's a lot of stuff going on there. Again, we've seen this before with their other or accessory pieces. They do a good job. There's the sign, which it got robbed of. It's got bent edges. I think that's pretty cool. There's the little handle on the back, so you can actually hold it. Dig that, spin around. There's his bag. Another paper bag, which It's probably a difficult accessory to create anyways in 6 scale form. And then we got some dioramas. Now this is going to be the Murray Show diorama. Now there's a couple of things going on with this. And we'll get into the dimensions of this, but let's just take a look at it for what it is for a moment. And it looks beautiful. I mean, this is a large piece, guys. This is a large diorama piece. And on top of this large stage piece, they've got the other diorama piece, the tile floor. We'll look at some of that in just a second as on its own. But yeah, this is good. I love like the lights at the top. I don't believe they light up, but I think it's pretty cool that they're there. They're stage lights. If you've been on a set before, you get different light. Those are, I guess they're Fresnel lights. I can't really tell, but this looks fantastic. There it is without that other piece. And then here we go. We've got curtains. I mean, just depending on how you want to have your setup, you've got options. I dig that very much. And then there's the chair. So let's zoom in on these curtains if I can. And you've got, hey, look, it looks great. I have no complaints about this. I think for me, I like the set. Maybe not the curtain set. This obviously when he's doing like his stand-up thing. I think I like this set better. I don't know. Yeah, that's just me. But there's it is with his chair. We're gonna have a closer look at the chair here in a second. But look at this thing. Oh man. Now, and it even has an indentation, and that's a nice touch. Because if anybody's ever tried to have a 6 scale figure sit down, it is not the easiest thing to do. That's a nice touch to have that in there. Nice detail. Dig that pretty much. All right, moving on. So this is going to be the bathroom base. It is in centimeters, 2 centimeters high, 13 centimeters wide, and 11 centimeters deep. Now, that may mean nothing to you in the States who don't deal in centimeters, you deal in inches. But let's go ahead and I'll give you the inches. It's 0.8 inches tall, 5.1 inches wide, 4.3 inches deep. So a typical 6 scale style base. It looks just fine. The detail looks great, but there's that one if you want to happen to use that one for the bathroom scene. There's another look at this. You can see it's got like tile grout going on here and dirt and smudge and mold and all kinds of different things going on with that, which you would see in a bathroom like this. I think it looks pretty good. Now, the one most people are excited about is the steps, the stairways, as he did his little dance going down there, and people are going, what's included with this thing? How big is this base? Is it part of the set? And yes, it is part of the set, and yes, it is huge. So before we get too much into this, let me give you the dimensions of the base, not the cardboard cutout thing that goes, this is just the base, okay? You ready for this? The staircase base, I'll give it to you in inches, so I'll make life easier for everybody. The staircase base, 13.8 inches high. That's just the base, not the backdrop thing, just the base. 13.8 inches high. That's kind of big. 11.4 inches in width and 7 inches in depth. That's a pretty large base. Again, like I was saying earlier, depending on how much real estate you want to dedicate to this particular character, this is just one of 3 different bases we're going to get. So we looked at the bathroom base. This is the staircase base. And I do have the dimensions for the Murray scene base as well. But you can see here the detail on it looks fantastic. It's got the Joker name going up through the steps. I kind of dig that. Next photo here, you can see it does have a little backdrop to give you the depth of field or the depth perception going on back. This is plenty big for him to do whatever you want him to do on it, standing up and dancing and doing his thing. Here's another angle of that base, and you can see it looks quite fantastic. Now, the backdrop on here is thicker than you would think. Let me zoom in here. So there's the base itself, which is large, as I gave you just dimensions for, but look at the backdrop part of this thing, and look at the thickness of this guy. That is large. It looks fantastic. I don't know what I don't think, it's not cardboard. I don't think it's cardboard, because I don't think InArt's going to do cardboard, but it's some material. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's actually listed what the hell it is. And if it is, I missed it, so my apologies. But you can see right there, the paint application on this looks solid. It looks on the money. That is going to be a cool diorama base for whoever wants to display it. There's another angle, and then here it is. You can see like the different textures going on in the stone. I love this. And then you've got like trash going on here on this, the bolts on this, the right side here. There's trash laying around on this base. They took some time and detail with this. It looks great. So there it is on a little different backdrop. It's big, and it looks It looks really good. I think they did a heck of a job putting this thing together. There's the bathroom scene base. Again, just different angles for you guys if you want to get different lighting perspectives on it, different backgrounds. You know, all right. So let me give you the dimensions of the Murray scene base. All right, you ready for this one? So we've got another photo here. It is in inches, 18.8 inches high. So the height is tall. All right, for those wondering, is it going to fit in the detail? Well, no, it's not going to fit in the detail. But whatever. Unless you adjust things, it's going to be a thing. So 18.8 inches tall, 10.2 inches wide, 9.4 inches deep. There's the dimensions of this particular one. I will list these dimensions in the description below. You can copy and paste them, throw them all over Facebook if you want, wherever you post things. This looks great. It looks really good. There's the chair. A lot of stuff going on here. There's a sign, the shoes. We're going to get into that in a little bit. Here's another photo of all the hands. So we've got piles of hands, different paint applications of hands. I mean, it's just. Let me just say this. Making the video when this comes out, I will be getting the 4-pack set. All right, let me throw that out there. I will be getting that. The video when this comes out is going to take a damn week to make with all this stuff. Opposing options. It's just, I've got to psych myself up for that. It's gonna be a challenge. Bag, mask, and these are photos, just different things. So a lot of accessories here, but let's get down into the finer details of the actual cut and sew and the details of the figure. We got a lot more to go. Next up, let's take a look at the details. I got a lot of photos for these, just to give you guys an idea of what you might be getting for your money. There's a lot of stuff. So these aren't in any particular order. It's just a lot of detail shots I requested from them, so we can get an idea of what's going on. So let's take a look at the back of the hair here. Let's look at the texture of the jacket. Again, with my experience with the Heath Ledger Joker and then Aragorn, or not Aragorn, Gandalf, the texture and the cut and sew of this thing is they're not going to miss the boat. I have no doubt at all they're gonna nail it. But that looks great. The texture and the hair looks fantastic. Again, the cut and sew, the tailoring, it looks on point. Again, I've got a lot of detail shots. We'll kind of get through some of these and see what else we got. Hey, jeez, man, look at this head sculpt again. But let's kind of get into. I want to pass the head sculpt. Look at the texture of the shirt, the green shirt, the red jacket, the lapel, the stitch work going on, the green hair. I mean, yeah, they absolutely nailed that. No question about it. I mean, look at the texture on that and the pattern, the screen print. I guess the screen printing is how they're doing this. I don't know, but that looks phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. All right, let's move on to the next one. I said this is going to be a long video. Buckle up. There's your detail shot for the book, the notebook. And let's look at these shoes. Now, there's another photo in here of the shoes, but this will kind of get the job. But look how natural he's sitting in his chair. That's not easy to do, but they've got different engineering on their bodies. But there is the shoe, and there's another detail shot of the shoe in here. But it's got a little crease in it. It's got like some, oh man, yeah. Now, hopefully he stands up well. Like we don't have any. Hopefully we don't have like the magnetic base leaning issue. We don't have any of that. Hopefully, I don't think we're going to, but that's that's one thing we don't know. Hopefully that's the case. Look at the cuff and the hand. Look at this. That's crazy good, guys. That is crazy good. Again, just some detail shots for you. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on these things. But they have a specific hand to hold the notebook. We saw that a little bit earlier. Kind of dig that. We've got this little gesturing hand. And then there's a side profile of this head sculpt. Let's kind of get into this. That's pretty on the money. Another shot of the shoe. It looks great. I don't really have any complaints about that. It doesn't look like super flat. or not flat, but the angled shoes like we saw with Heath Ledger Joker. So I think this one's going to stand a little better. At least I hope it will. Now, if you want to get this particular version, you're going to get the generic, I guess the common Arthur Fleck. Then you're going to get this little look right here, which I think works very well. And I think, honestly, of all the ones, this one, it's just a common look. It's a common guy. He's just kind of being his thing. He's not like, not a superhero outfit. He's not Joker. He's just him. And I think that's actually a difficult thing to do. But the tailoring on this is on the money. I mean, look at the layers they've got going on of the undershirt. Then you got the vest. Then you got the jacket. You got the zippers. And you got the different colors and textures on top of each other. I think they absolutely nailed it. And one of the things when you've got multiple layers going on is in 6-scale form, sometimes you have layer upon layer upon layer. It gets a little baggy. It doesn't look like that's the case here. I think they actually did a really good job taking care of all that. So that is very nice. And if anybody's tried to pose a figure with hands in a jacket, in a hoodie, you know that is a complete nightmare. I don't think I've ever been able to actually do that without removing the hands and just having like the 6-scale pegs sticking in the jacket. I don't think I've ever been to do that. Here, the jackets, the pockets are actually large enough to have the hands in the pockets. I think for me, that's a pretty big deal because honestly, I've wanted to do that for many, many times on 6-scale figures, Spider-Man figures, things like that. And it's just, you can't do it. Here we have a pocket that's actually large enough to accomplish that, which for me, it's pretty cool. Here we've got a photo of the other shoes on a different body, on a different figure. They look pretty good as well. Detailed to the nines. You got just wear and tear going on. These are not brand new shoes. These are not fancy shoes. They're just shoes. They look pretty good. And of course, the clown shoes, you're definitely gonna need those. Now, these have that arched, front that it might be a little difficult in posing and balancing. That might be a little tough, kind of like the Heath Ledger Joker. So I was talking about that a little bit ago, but they look really good. I'm wondering how well they're gonna be balanced for posing. That's gonna be, we won't know for a while, but at least he's standing up here without any base. So that's a pretty good sign. So on the Doctor of Laughter outfit here, we've got, again, layer upon layers. You've got an undershirt going on. You've got a tie. You've got vest. You've got the jacket. All this looks great. It's got the flower going on. Yeah, this is what you spend money on right here. Details like this. This is really, really good. Now, if you want to add instead of the lab coat, you want his plaid jacket, I guess, if you will. That looks great as well. Again, tailoring is on point, guys. There's no puffery going on here. There's no bagging going on here. This is great. This looks really, really good. Well, look at the pants. I guess we'll get into those next. Here's the pants with the patchwork. I mean, yeah, look at that. And the texture on the pants. Look at it. Look at this. You got the detail. Yeah. That's great. We're going to get into the poses now, guys. I've got a lot of them, and I want to congratulate and give bravo, a little golf clap to whoever did the photos, whoever did the posing over InArt. I mean, like, well done. The lighting's on point. The angles are on point. So you're going to come back to this when these figures actually release. I know I will, and look for inspiration for poses, because honestly, they did a really good job. They're quite good. Now, our other favorite 6-scale manufacturer relies on compositing for their blogger photos, and they just rely on just hyper edited photos. The InArt here is relying on the product itself to sell you versus something that's CGI'd, I guess, if you will. Like, this is what it could actually look like on your shelf, and I very much appreciate that. Now, I like the CGI composite stuff too. I think they look cool, but we all know that when you get it on your shelf and you put it on display, it doesn't look anything like that. I'm a fan of this style. Like, simple, I'm a fan of it. I dig it. Well, let's get into it. We got poses of all the different variants of the Arthur Fleck Joker that you want to have. Sitting in a chair, looks great. And I've got quite a lot of photos, so just bear with me as we go through these poses. But there's another angle for him sitting down. Looks natural, looks relaxed. Again, not an easy thing to do at all. Not easy at all. I love this. Love this. That's great. Honestly, it looks really good. So here's another one. We've got posed up instead of the book. He's got his little gesturing hand, and he's got looking off to his right. I'm not going to talk over too much of these because honestly, they just did a really good job of photography and I appreciate it. Here we go, posed up. Again, we saw this a little earlier with the hands in the jacket. I very much appreciate that, being able to do that. Another angle from his left, another angle from the right, and then this pose right here. This is a really good pose, honestly. I dig this. And of course, with the expression, it looks on point as well. And look at those giant shoes, man. That's just really cool. On the display, I think that's a good option. Now, if you don't want to use the lab coat, you want to use the checker joke or the plaid jacket instead, this is a good way to look. I kind of like the lab coat. I don't know. We'll see, but I'm kind of leaning towards the lab coat on this one. But I mean, this has to be the simplest pose you could possibly do. It's him standing there looking goofy or deranged, I guess, if you will, as a clown with the plaid jacket instead of the lab coat. I think I prefer the lab coat, but we'll see. I don't know. I think I kind of prefer that one. The Doctor of Laughter, I kind of prefer that one, but this looks pretty good too. Before I show you this next photo, out of all the photos I've seen from a 6 scale figure in the past year, maybe the past 2 years, this is by far the best. It is simple. The pose is on point. The lighting is on point. The camera angle, the depth of field. It's just, I have zero critiques about this photo, other than I'm jealous that I didn't get the opportunity to take it. That's the only complaint I have about this photo. There it is. It is gorgeous. The pose is just, I mean, this is a 10 out of 10 pose. This is a 10 out of 10 lighting. Just everything about this is perfect. Everything. Other than I didn't get the chance to take it. And I don't know that I would have done it this well either. But this is how you sell a product. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Another angle of it from his, I guess your right, my right, his right, our left. And then another one. I mean, the pose from every angle is on the money. Guys, I'm telling you, if you're not taking time to pose your figures, you are missing out. It takes time. You could spend an hour on one pose. You absolutely could. And then figure out it doesn't work. You got to do it again. This is great. I mean, look at this. This angle, come on. How do you not? Again, I didn't really like the film. I'm like, I've been no secret about that. This figure, it's good. Here's him posed up on the Murray set. Another pose optional there with the bag. With the closed eyes. Yeah, they nailed it, guys. This is 10 out of 10. Now, this is going to be a pricey figure. No doubt about it. I'm going to get into pricing here in just a second. Along with some shipping information. But this is... oh, that's just... yeah. That's kind of crazy. That's crazy. Crazy good, honestly. Look at this. There you go. There's your 4. If you're going to get the 4-pack, there's your options, guys. Every one of them is distinct, has specific looks to them, head sculpts. This is crazy. That's crazy good. All right, so let's get into what comes with the deluxe set and then what comes with the premium version and pricing and all that kind of fun stuff, because I know you got a lot of questions with that, and I don't think anybody's even shared you the pricing yet. So I'm going to get into that. Hope you guys enjoyed it so far. I know it's been a long video. Let's get into this. We got the deluxe version sitting right here. Now, I've got, obviously, if you've been to their Facebook page, they've got all this listed out, but here's a photo of everything you get, and it's a lot. So with the deluxe version, one rooted hair Arthur Fleck head sculpt with rolling eyes, and then one rooted hair Joker head sculpt with rolling eyes. So there, obviously you can see the 2 you got there. These may be the only 2 you need. I don't know which. If you want this is the way to do it. You're going to get the Diorama Bases regardless, except for one. You're going to get the Murray Diorama Base, and you're going to get the Staircase Diorama Base. You're going to get a chair, you're going to get all this stuff. So it comes with 2 sets of clothes, 2 sets of shoes, 9 sets of interchangeable hands with the deluxe, this version right here, 2 bases, 14 accessories. So you're going to get the clown mask, you can get the pills, you got the notebook, you got the Sharpie, you got the cigarette, you got the little, I have a condition card, you got the rubber nose, you got the revolver, and the bag, and then the flowers, and his little wand thing that turns into flowers and that kind of stuff. He's got that. So that's everything. You get a little shower curtain thing for the backdrop for the Murray set. And then you get the huge diorama base for the staircase, and then the Murray set, all that kind of stuff. Now, that set right there, that set, I do have the pricing for you guys, so give me 1 second. Now, the pricing for the 2-pack, according to my source over InArt, is $1,000 USD. About $1,000 USD for 2 ridiculously detailed figures with rooted hair, with 2 diorama bases, with 14 accessories, with 9 pairs of hands and a chair, all this stuff. $1,000. That's it. That's that. $1,000. Now, I'll get into the dimensions of like boxes and packaging and all that in just a little bit, but that right there, $1,000 if you want that. Now, if you want to go to the next level and get the premium version, okay, then we can absolutely do that. The premium version has 4 bodies, 4 head sculpts, and you get all the chairs. You get 12 pair of hands. Let me read this out. Rooted hair, bathroom scene head sculpt, rooted hair, hospital scene head sculpt, rooted hair, Arthur Fleck head sculpt, which we saw earlier, rooted hair, Joker head sculpt. And one of those with, obviously, with closed eyes, that kind of stuff. You're going to get all the accessories. You're going to get the, in addition to the 2 diorama sets, you're going to get the Arthur Murray set. I'm sorry, the Murray set. Not Arthur Murray, the Murray set. You're going to get the staircase diorama, and you're going to get the bathroom scene diorama base. So all those things. And honestly, I expected it to be more than this, but if you want the premium set that has all of that in it, it's $1,400 USD. 14. So $1,000 for a 2-pack, $1,400 for a 4-pack. The 4-pack's the way to go, in my opinion. If you want, my opinion, if you want everything, I think the 4-pack. But that's just me. That's just me. I mean, if I back this up, so the 2 you get with the 4-pack that you don't get with the 2-pack, all right? You're going to get the closed eyes look, and you're going to get the Doctor of Laughter or the clown scene in there. I like those. I think they're cool. I don't think they're must-haves. I just think they're cool. But an extra $400 to get 2 extra figures plus the accessories, I see the value in that. I see the value proposition in that. However, I think most people are going to go with the deluxe version. I think most people are going to go with this, and I'm for it. Now, a lot of you are going to be like, well, I wish they would have just released them in singles, but I think InArt's they're not really going for that plan. They're saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. This is the price, and go from there. And I hear you. There's going to be complaints. We had complaints about the Joker. They had a paywall for the rooted hair Joker, Heath Ledger version. And I get that. InArt's not playing the low price game here. They're playing the high quality, detail oriented, high price. That's the field they're playing on. And they've delivered, so I have no complaints about that. But I think most people are going to go with the deluxe version because they want the red suit and they want the Arthur Fleck. Now, had they offered the red suit version only as a single, that would have been nice. It would have been nice because I think most people would have gone with that. And but the entry point of $1,000 for everything you get, and we know it's going to be well done. I don't think it's that bad. I really don't. The 4-pack for $1,400, it's pretty good too. I don't know. Are people going to get the 4-pack and then part out the 2 they don't want, or maybe 1 they don't want, or however? I don't know. But that's what it is. Now I do have. This is interesting. I do have dimensions for the packaging. I have dimensions for the packaging because I think this is not your $1,400 if you want this, or $1,000. That's not the end of the story. That's not all of it, because we have to ship this thing, and we know the shipping is going to be expensive. All right, I have a preliminary estimate of shipping. This is just an estimate, okay? So on the packaging, the box, okay, for the 2-pack, 22.6 inches by 25 inches by 7.7 inches. It's going to be a long, wide, fairly narrow, in-depth box. 11 pounds, okay? For the 4-pack, you've got 22.6 inches by 25 inches by 10 inches. It's going to be a little bit taller because it's got extra figures in it, a little bit taller. And it's going to be almost 15.5 pounds. So it's going to be heavy. So shipping's going to be a thing. Now, an estimate for FedEx International to get to me was about $250. That's an estimate. About $250 in shipping charges. So you figure $1,400 plus $250 plus in shipping. So you're looking at $1,700. This is not an inexpensive venture, guys. It is not inexpensive, okay? But keep that in mind when you decide which one you're going to get. So I don't think the shipping charge between the 2-pack and the 4-pack is going to be that big a difference. It's going to be expensive either way. But that's just a preliminary estimate on what the shipping might be. It's going to be kind of pricey. Now, I'll be getting mine through Pop Collectibles. You guys know that's where I get all my stuff. They'll have a pre-order link down here below. Pre-order for this goes up on January 30th. So you got a little bit of time to decide whether or not you want this. You probably have a lot of time. They're not putting up like a 3-day window or anything. They're not doing that. At least I haven't been told they're doing that. And you got a little bit of time. And inevitably what's going to happen is this is going to be released in batches, and those who order it later are going to get it way later. It's one of those things. The estimated delivery date is the first half of 2025. So there's that. Payment plans are good for something like this, obviously. First half of 2025. Yeah, it's one of those things. Now somebody's going to say, is it available in the States? No, their license is in mainland China, Australia, and New Zealand. Outside of that, you got to go through third-party retailers or resellers, that kind of stuff. You're going to have to do that. So is there going to be a markup for this? I don't know. I don't know how that's going to play out in that market. I don't know. I don't know. But I can tell you that retail price is $1,000 on a 2-pack, $1,400 on the 4-pack. And however the resellers handle it, if it's not in license in your particular area, we got to deal with that. But regardless of that, it's an amazing looking set, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna do something I cannot wait for them to do Game of Thrones. I'm so because this is beautiful, and I'll get it. I'll review it. Game of Thrones. That's all I'm saying. InArt, do your thing. Give me some Game of Thrones. That's all I'm saying. That's a lot of stuff, guys. Let me know in the comment section down below. It's a very long video, and whenever this product actually ships next year, it's going to take me a month to do the damn video. And hopefully you're still around then. Hope you're subscribed. Hope you got notifications on. I do have a Battle Droid video coming out very soon. Stay tuned for that. If you want to pre-order these, make sure you got all the notifications turned on. January 30th is when it's going to drop. Let me know which set you plan on getting, or if you plan on getting nothing. If you made it to this part of the video. As always, click through your like. See you next time.